just as he's about to walk out, Pastor Nancy's for those who don't know, he is our Grandeur Conference Youth Director. Amen? So we want to praise God for using you and for your ministry, your personality, your energy, and your love for God and for young people. And we know that behind every good man is a powerful wife. Amen? And so I want to acknowledge his family who's here. If you can stand so we can see his family. Bless up. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. May God continue to bless you and lead and guide you as you serve his church. Amen. God bless you. At this time, we will have a song, and then the next voice you will hear is that of Pastor Kwaku. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. You guys know the song, How Great Is Our God? Do you know the song, How Great Is Our God? You know it? Okay. The splendor of a king, clothed in majesty, let all the earth rejoice, let all the earth rejoice. He wraps himself in light, and darkness tries to hide, and trembles at his voice, and trembles at his voice. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God? And all will see how great is our God. Verse 2, age to age he stands, and time is in his hands, and time is in beginning and the end, beginning and the end. The Godhead three in one, the Godhead three in one. Father, Spirit, Son, Father, Spirit, Son, the Lion and the Lamb, the Lion and the Lamb. How great, sing me. All the singing, how great is our God. Check that verse one time, sing it out, guys. How great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. All the singing, how great is our God. The next part was Jesus' name of all names. You're the name above all names. You are worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing, oh great is our God. Just call the example more names to the name. You're the name. You are worthy. Sound great, and my heart will sing. How great is our God. Try that chorus one more time. In the name of the name. You're the name above all names. You are worthy of all praise. And my heart will sing. How great is our God. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God? Promise me, how great is our God? One more time, just with voices. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God. Promise me, how great is our God.
How great is our God. God is so big, so great, so grandeur. You know, we sing these songs all the times, but we don't really process the words. I was reading a commentary that said that God is so big. We don't know when he started because he has no beginning and he has no end. Every day the angels wake up and they see a new side of God that they did not know existed. He's so big your mind can't comprehend him. I mean, he's beyond what we can imagine. And to know that this almighty, powerful God loves us and has our best interest is an absolute blessing. When we stay under his arms, under his wings, we win. It's been a great week together here for this Greater New York Franco-Haitian camp meeting. And you guys have been awesome and amazing. You know, one thing I was telling my wife wasn't here for the week. She came yesterday and she was asking how's camp been. I said, it's been great. And I said, these young people are sharp. How many questions? Who was the one that answered all the global history questions? I don't know. This guy. What's your name again, brother? Junior, I know he must have aced his global history regents. Because we were talking about something with the French Revolution. He got all the questions right. And then there was a young 10-year-old boy, well, I don't see him, but I think he might be inside over there in the creative room, other room over there. And he got all the Nicodemus questions right. I said, these Greater New York youth are on points. They are sharp. And I pray that God will continue to use you and bless you. Listen, man, you guys, nobody's sleeping on you. I'm not sleeping on you guys, believe that. And you guys really show that God has blessed you. And today we're going to wrap this up with a simple message, but an important message that I hope you remember for the rest of your life. And a message that you remember too, Jesus comes back. And again, it's been great to see the support of Pastor Venezuela. He's responsible for so many churches. There are more than 100 churches in the Greater New York Conference. The last numbers I saw, I don't know how updated it is, but there are more than 30,000 people in Greater New York Conference. More than 30,000 people from the tip of Suffolk, Long Island, all the way through Nassau, through the boroughs, all through the Hudson Valley to Kinderhook. And so it's hard to be present in all those places and to see our youth director here with us is a blessing. And I pray that God will bless his family. Pastor Lagadel for hanging with us the whole time. He was playing ball with us, talking trash with us, setting up with us. He's one of us. He's one of us. And Sister Farrah. I know Farrah's in the back. She has her head down, but listen, when I go to the gas station, I see Farrah doing that, Farrah doing this, Farrah doing that. Because Farrah, we pray that God will bless you. One thing I've learned, Farrah, when you take care of God's business, he handles your business. And I know he's going to take care of you. So I'm telling you. And my brother sitting in the back, oh yes, that's my brother. He's been great. We've had some great conversations over there in the CAF. I learned a lot about your culture, and it's been great. So thank you guys all. So we're going to get into a word today. And our dear brother read the text very well. He did a great job reading the text. Hebrews 11, verse 32 and 33. Hebrews 11, biblically speaking, is the Bible Hall of Fame.
Amen.
What is Hebrews 11? Is the Bible what? Now, does anybody know what a Hall of Fame is? What's a Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame. Yes, a Hall of Fame is when you get a list of people that are the best at what they do. A few years ago, 3 years ago, I went to Springfield, Massachusetts. And Springfield, Massachusetts, remember on Tuesday I was talking about bucket list. I knocked off one of the items on my bucket list. Springfield, Massachusetts is the home of where basketball was invented. Basketball was invented by a man named James Naismith in Springfield, Massachusetts. And the Basketball Hall of Fame is in Springfield, Massachusetts. I went to the Basketball Hall of Fame with my cousins, and you start upstairs and you work your way downstairs, and it goes like in chronological order. And you see basketball like back in the late 1800s down to the 1900s, and I saw my all-stars. You see, if I had to pick my top 5 in the NBA right now, my point guard, I would have to go with Steph Curry, number 1. Don't be a hater. I'm not a fan of Golden State, but I'm not point guard. My 2 guard, I like James Harden. He can shoot. My 3 would be LeBron James. All right? My 4 would be Kevin Durant. And my 5 would be Anthony Davis.
He don't play 5.
What?
He don't play 5.
Well, you can play the 5 depending on what type of lineup you have.
He said he only plays the 4.
All right, well, we're going to put him at the 5 today. And so, my Hall of Fame, my all-time favorite player of all time is a guy named Allen Iverson. I like Michael Jordan, I like a couple people. And when I went to the Basketball Hall of Fame, Michael Jordan's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Allen Iverson's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Now, here's the question. When I look at them, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because they're great at what? Basketball. I'm very confused about God's Hall of Fame in Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11 has a bunch of all-stars. Moses and David, all these big shots. All the all-stars are in Hebrews chapter 11. The best of the best in the Bible are in Hebrews 11 Hall of Fame. Here's my question. In the text that the brother read so well, how did this guy named Gideon end up in the Bible Hall of Fame? Because he's whack. Like, I can get it. Like, if you're good at what you do, you belong in the Hall of Fame. But how does someone who's whack and weak end up in the Biblical Hall of Fame? And that's the question we're going to answer today. Quick prayer. Father, have your way. Speak. Let Jesus increase, let me decrease. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen. Quickly open your Bibles to Judges chapter 6. We want to get moving quick because we're going to join the adults in the pavilion auditorium. So we're going to move a little quick. Judges 6 verse 1 and 2. Where are we? Judges 6 verse what? 1 and 2. Let's find out who this guy that ends up in the Hall of Fame is. How does a guy that's corny, how does a guy that's weak, how does this guy end up in the top Hall of Fame out of all these other characters in the Bible? That's the question we're going to ask ourselves. Judges 6 verse 1 and 2 says this. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord delivered them into the hands of Midian 7 years. So the children of Israel are acting up. And God lets another group of people take over them. What was the name of the group of people I just mentioned in there? Midian. How long have the Midianites been ruling the Israelites so far?
7 years.
7 years. So God's people are acting up. They're not listening. They're being hard-headed. They're being stubborn. And God says, well, you know what? Since you're being stubborn right now, I'm going to let things happen right now. And a group called the Midians, some big bad Midians, come and conquer the Israelites. The Midians were no joke. These guys were certified bullies. The Midianites were not scared of anybody. They could fight, they could use weapons, and they could drop weapons, and they were good with their hands. Oh yeah. The Midianites were no joke. And so God's people are acting up, and God lets the Midianites take over them. Look what verse 2 says. And the hands of Midian prevailed against Israel, and because of the Midianites, the children of Israel, listen very, very carefully. The children of Israel made them the dens which are in the mountains and caves and strongholds. What does that mean that we just read? Okay, review. Who's the group that's taking over the Israelites? The what? The Midianites. How many years has it been so far? 7. Good. And these guys are certified what? Bullies. And they take over the Israelites. The Israelites are so scared. Did anybody pick up where the Israelites go to live now? I don't know if anyone could pick that up in verse 2. They hid somewhere in dens and caves and mountains. Imagine being so shook. Imagine being so scared of someone that you have to go hide in the mountain. You can't even live in public. You don't want people to see you. You ever know when you have beef with somebody and you shouldn't have beef with? You ever know you have an issue with somebody, or you know, I have students that know there's certain neighborhoods they can't go to. Well, I used to live in Brooklyn. I used to live on the station, a stop on the 2 and the 5 called Newkirk. Anybody ever heard of that? Yeah. I remember I had some students that had beef. And I used to live in a place, they call it Flatbush Gardens now, but it used to be called Vanderveer. And it used to be a wild place. They changed it up now. So, you know, it went down a little bit. I had students that lived near the Newkirk station. But they had so much beef in their neighborhood. What's the last station on the 205 after Newkirk? Flatbush. They would take this train to the next stop, Flatbush. Get off at Flatbush and walk behind to get home instead of cutting through Newkirk and cutting through Vanderbilt. Imagine you can't even walk in your own hood in public. Imagine you got to put a hoodie over your head. Or you got to say, listen, I'm not taking no string. Let me take Rogers, bro. I'm not taking Jamaica Ave. Let me go over there and take Hillside. Listen, here's a situation where the Israelites are being bullied so bad, they can't even walk in their own neighborhoods. They hide in caves and mountains. How bad must the Midianites be that you can't even live publicly in your own house? They left their houses, got out of their houses and said, hey, bring everything into the cave. This is how bad it is. And now let me tell you what the Midianites do, one of the bulliest things they do. These guys are like certified gangsters. Look at verse 5. Look at verse 5. Unit 5 and 6. You're going to see these Midianites are literally certified gangsters. Judges 6 verse 5 to 6 says this. For they came up with their cattle, the Midianites, and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. It said you couldn't even count. When they say without number, which means you can't number how many camels they came and attacked the city with, the Israelites with. They go in and they take over. And verse 6 is pretty interesting. It says this. And Israel was greatly impoverished. What does that mean? Impoverished means what? They were poor. And so the Midianites come in and they made the Israelites, well, here's what they did, right? A lot of the Israelites were farmers. What were the Israelites? They were what? Farmers. The Midianites would chill and lay back. And the Midianites would let them live peacefully for a few months. And the Midianites would say, hey, bro, you know it's time for the harvest. What's the harvest? When your plants are now, they produce and you can now pick your what? Your fruits and your vegetables and your crops. The Midianites would say, let them go. Don't bother them for a few months. And the Midianites would watch their calendar and they would say, all right, you know what time it is? It's harvest time. When the harvest time came, the Midianites would take an all-out attack on the Israelites. And guess what you think they would do with all their crops?
Burn it.
They stole all the crops and they ate. Imagine planting food for months for somebody to come and say, bro, thank you, that's my food now. That's what we call violation. They got violated. You can't tell me you go to work. Imagine me going to work every day. Listen, man, I work. My job can be stressful at times, but at least I know I'm getting a paycheck. Now imagine having a stressful job, and as soon as you do shit, you get your paycheck, somebody says, thank you, that's mine. I mean, that's what you kids do to your parents, but besides that, that's what it is. Someone, you working hard and someone taking your paycheck. The Israelites are miserable. The Midianites are legit bullies. They're making them hide in caves. They're not even living in their houses. They're taking all their crops, and then they're making the Israelites die. The Israelites are saying, God, man, you got to help us. How can we be your chosen people when we're suffering like that? So God says, I'm going to raise up a judge. Now, when we say judge in the Bible, it's not like Judge Philip Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. No. It's not Judge Judy on TV. The judges in the Bible were like military leaders. That in a time of emergency, God would say, I'm choosing this judge to deliver you. So a judge wasn't like in a courtroom in the Bible. A judge in the Bible times was a military leader. Anybody know who's the most famous judge in the book of Judges? I'll give you a hint. This guy was brolic and strong. Starts with an S. Samson. The most well-known judge. See, Samson looks like a judge. He was a pretty boy. He was brolic. He had muscles. He could fight. Samson makes sense. They even had a female judge by the name of, her name starts with a D. Anybody know?
Deborah.
Deborah, yes. So they had Deborah, they had Samson. And now you have this judge who needs to lead the people. And let's see the judge that Jesus called. Jump down now to verse 11. It says, this judge 6, verse 11. And there came an angel of the Lord. So now God's getting ready to pick his judge. So all the people are like, I wonder who the judge is going to be. Let me ask you a question. Everybody sitting in here, who do you think God would choose to be the judge in this room? Who got the biggest? I think Pastor Andy got the biggest muscles in the room. Nah, Pastor. Oh. Ah, my boy Gibbons. Gibbons could be the judge too. Gibbons looking like Shaq, man. He could be the judge too. I like it. We got you guys that could be the judge. Now, here's where the story gets crazy. My boy from Florida. Come on, Florida, brother. Man. Come on up here real quick. Yeah. Now, I like you, bro, but come on up here real quick. I like you. Now, I'm not sleeping on you, right? I'm not sleeping on you. I know you're not a punk, man. I know you're not a punk. Now, if God says, now, much as I like this, brother, if God says he was going to be your military leader to lead anybody in this room, what would you guys be thinking in your heart? Maybe, yeah, what are we going to do? You're like, why did he choose Pastor Andy with his big arms? Why did he choose Gibbons, man, with his big height? Why did he choose a little guy? This is the man that God chose, Gideon. He was a little guy, he wasn't a big guy, but one day when you're still young, you're going to get me. I know you're going to be taller than me because I'm 5 foot nothing and I'm not very old, but you're going to be taller than me. But this guy, God took the guy in the room that caught everybody off guard. Everyone's like, who's God going to choose? Who's going to be the great military leader? Is it going to be a Samson type of guy? Thank you, brother. Is it going to be a Barak? Who is the leader going to be? In verse 11, an angel comes to a man named Gideon. And Gideon is threshing wheat. He's working on crops. Here's the crazy part. He's working on crops indoors. Who in their mind plants crops indoors? With all the grass outside here in Camp Berkshire, why would you try to plant crops indoors? Because Gideon is so terrified of the Midianites, he doesn't want them to see him outside. So he stays inside all day long. He's like, listen, even when I'm working on my crops, I'm going to try to find a way to thresh wheat indoors because I don't want the Midianites, those booties, to see me and pick on me. And everyone said, what? So God says, Gideon, I choose you. I know you're the smallest guy in the room. I know you don't got big muscles. I know you never had a fight in school a day in your life. But you wouldn't be the one to deliver the Israelites. Gideon says, God, this is a joke, right? You chose me. I'm skinny, I'm short, I can't fight, and you made me be the deliverer. I'm not having this. Gideon is so unconvinced. Jump down to verse 12. I'm going to read verse 12 and 15. 12 to 15, and then we're going to go to our final part of the story. Verse 12 says this. So the angel of the Lord appears unto him. Unto who? What's the guy's name, guys? Gideon, this weakling, who's supposed to be the fighter, the leader, the alpha male. This is the guy that they choose. And said unto him, the Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. Gideon said unto him, oh my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why is all this stuff happening to us? Automatically, the government would say he's a baby lala. He's a crybaby. He complains. When is everything happening to us? Like he's complaining. And if I'm God, I'm like, yo, I think I made a mistake. I don't know why I choose this dude. This guy's soft. This guy is not tough. He's weak. Why does everything happen? He's complaining and he's weak and he's soft. And then he says, and what are the miracles that our fathers told us that you did for us in Egypt? But the Lord has forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. The guy's weak. The guy complains. He's threshing wheat indoors because he's afraid of the Midianites. And he has no faith. How many of you guys think you have faith the size of a mustard seed to move mountains? Right? A lot of us might not have a lot of faith. And we might think that God don't want to choose me because I don't have a lot of what? Faith. This guy had no faith when he was younger. And now God is like, man, you're the God that I want to choose. And now the angel says, I'm going to have you deliver them. Deliver the people. And now he says to him, Gideon says, well, first, can you prove that you're an angel that really comes from God? I'm going to have a baked cake, and I want you to eat the cake. So the angel says, fair game. So Gideon cooks some food, and he leaves the food outside. And the angel comes, and boom, with fire, guess what the angel does to the food? Eats the food. So now Gideon's like, okay, maybe you are God. So Gideon's like, how can I get another excuse to get out of this? Gideon's like, what's the next best excuse? This excuse is even crazy. Look in verse 15. Verse 15 says this. And then we're going to go to the final part of the story. Verse 15, Judges 6, verse 15 says this. Gideon, and he said unto him, Gideon says, oh my Lord, How will I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor. My family is what? My family is what? Poor. My family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. Let me explain that before we wrap this thing up. We'll go to our final text. Let's break it down. Where is Gideon planting his crops? Inside or outside, guys? Inside. Why is he trying to plant thresh wheat inside? Because he's scared of who? The Midianites. Does Gideon have a lot of faith? He has no faith. Is Gideon a fighter? No. Gideon cannot fight. Is Gideon a crybaby? He sure is. He's a bidilala. That's definitely true. Gideon has all these issues. Here's the worst part. I hate to say this, but I'm one of the best examples I can use. Gideon is like the Kardashians. I'll tell you why he's like the Kardashians. He has no talent. Number one, Gideon can't preach. If you put Gideon on a microphone, good morning, happy Sabbath, guys. What do you want to say again? If you put Gideon on the mic, he'll be nervous. Gideon can't sing to save his life. Gideon can't play any instruments. Gideon's not handy. Gideon can't change a flat tire. You know, everyone has like some talent. Like some people are really good at braiding hair, and some people can read a book real fast in like an hour. Gideon has zero talent. He's not good at anything. I'm confused why God would put him in the Hall of Fame. He's scared. He's a punk. He's weak. He has no faith. He can't fight. He has zero talents. And then he says he's part of which family? Did anybody hear the name of the family he's from? It starts with an M. Manasseh. Now you got to hear this part. The Israelite people come from a man in the Old Testament whose name starts with a J. Anybody know his name?
Jacob.
Someone said it. Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to, guess what? Israel. Does anybody know how many sons did Jacob have or Israel have? 12. His 12 sons end up growing and become 12 tribes. Are we clear? Jacob's 12 sons become 12 tribes. He has all these sons. Now let me tell you something. 10 of Jacob's sons. How many of the 12? How many? 10 get tribes named after them. So if I was one of his sons, it would be the Jonathanites. Right? You would have the whatever ones. You had the Onolites with Pastor Onoli. You would have the Pharaohites, right? All his sons have tribes named after them. But 10 of them, 2 of his sons don't get tribes named after him. One of his sons doesn't get any tribes because that son's descendants are priests. That son's name starts with the L. Anybody know that son's name? Levi. In the Bible, the people that ministered to in the tabernacle and the people that ministered with music were called the Levites. His son named Levi, he said, Levi, you're not going to get land, you're not going to get a tribe, but your descendants will live amongst all the other tribes and will be the priests for those tribes. So there's 10 sons that have land. The 11th son, what did I just say his name was? Levi. He doesn't have land because his sons are the what? Priests. That means how many sons do we have left, guys? Which son did not get a tribe?
Joseph.
Very good, Joseph. Good. You see, these kids are smart here. His son Joseph doesn't get a tribe. So because Joseph doesn't get a tribe, and there's only 10 tribes now, Joseph has 2, guess what? Boys. Joseph now has 2 sons. Joseph's sons' names are Ephraim. Joseph's son Ephraim, he used to live at 85 Coolidge Ave, Amityville, New York. Y'all know that's on the east side. It's Ephraim. And what's Joseph's other son's name? Manasseh. So because 10 of the sons get tribes, Levi becomes a what? Priest. Joseph doesn't get a tribe, but Joseph's sons, guess what they become? Tribes. One tribe is called Ephraim. One tribe is called what again? Manasseh. Manasseh and Ephraim are the weakest tribes. And the weakest of the tribe is Manasseh. Let me tell you why. because they're a half-breed. They're not full Israelites. You see, is Jacob Manasseh's father? Jacob was Manasseh's what?
Grandfather.
Grandfather. So all the other 10 tribes, when they see Ephraim and Manasseh, they're like, "Hi, you're not even a real kid. You're a grandkid. You don't really count. You're not a real tribe. You're a half tribe. The other 10 of us, yeah, we got the same dad. That's not your dad. That's your grandfather. But that's our dad." They come from Manasseh and Ephraim are the weak tribes. They're considered to be not fully Israelites. They're not fully Hebrew like the other ones. They're looked down upon. Can you believe that? On top of all the weakness Gideon has, he's from the tribe of what? Manasseh. Did you see how the excuse he makes for himself in the text? He says, "I'm from the tribe of Manasseh." Why would you choose me? I'm not even a real tribe. I'm like a half tribe. This Jacob's my people's grandfather. I don't count. I'm weak. And not only am I from the weakest tribe, each tribe was broken up into clans. He's from the weakest clan and the weakest tribe. He's from the weakest set in the gang, I'm telling you guys. My question is, God makes no sense to me that God would choose this guy. This guy is a cornball. He's corny. He's whack. I haven't found one good quality about Gideon yet. Here's the last thing. God gives Gideon evidence like, "I'm going to help you." So now, Gideon says, "God, I still don't believe it's you." Gideon says, "God, just show me one more sign. I'm going to take the skin of a sheep and I'm going to put the fleece down on the ground." What do you guys see on the grass in the morning when you go camping? What is that thing called on the grass? Dew. Gideon says to God, "If dew shows up on the fleece in the morning, I'm not really going to believe in you. But if the fleece is dry and the grass is wet with dew, I'll know that you're God." If I'm God, I'm like, "Man, you don't listen, man." God says, "Fair game." Gideon wakes up in the morning. When he sees a fleece, guess what it is? Dry. And then God gives Gideon his first mission. God says, "Your father's family worships false idols. I want you to go kill all the false idol, break all the false idol statues." So what does his dad want to do? Break all the false idol what? So now I will do it now. Do you know what time of the day Gideon went to go break the statues? At nighttime. He goes, "All right, I'm scared of everybody. I don't want nobody to see me breaking the statues." He waits for everybody to go to sleep. And he takes his axe or whatever, and he breaks all the statues at nighttime. He's a punk and a half. He's just not a punk. He's a punk and a half. Here's our final part. Stay with me for the final part. This is where we're getting ready to bring it home. Now God says, "Gideon, you're going to go to battle now. I need you to fight the Midianites." This is where the action comes. This is where the action comes and we see the fight. Let's see what happens in the battle, and then we'll close on the battle. So God calls him now to fight the who? The what? Midianites. We're going to war. This is what it says. Judges 7 verse 2. Look what God says. So God calls Gideon. Said, "Gideon, get your army." Gideon gets his soldiers together and he goes, "Yeah, check out my army." Now Gideon feels okay because he's got thousands of soldiers behind him. Now, yeah, I'm ready to fight these Midianites. And God says, wait, don't fight them yet. I got a thing for you real quick. Look what God says to him in verse 2. Judges 7 verse 2. God says this. "And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with you are too many." Do you guys hear that? He pretty much says, you're rolling deep. You're rolling too deep, bro. You got too many guys fighting with you. Your squad is too deep. You got too many bros, too many people. Too many of you guys are here. And so God says to him, he says, "Too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, unless Israel vaunts themselves against me, saying that they have saved themselves." Look at what God says to him. God is confusing me here. Now God says, "Go to proclaim to the people and say, whoever is afraid, let them go home." And in the text, it says, "And there returned the people 22,000 and remained 10,000. Guys, do your math with me. He goes with how he has all these soldiers. How many soldiers does he have left? Did anybody hear that number? He has 10,000 soldiers left. All right? So he has 10,000 soldiers left. Let me get you, brother. Come on. 1, 2. And sister, come on. You are my soldiers for now. God said, we're getting ready to bring this home. So Gideon's a punk. Can we agree? Gideon has no faith. Can we agree? Can Gideon fight? Right? Is Gideon an alpha male? Gideon has this. Can Gideon preach? Can he teach? Can he preach? Can he teach? Can he do? He can't do none of that. He can't preach. He can't teach. He can't fight. He has no talent. He can't cut your hair. He can't change a flat tire. Gideon is a punk. Like we said, he's not just a punk. He's a punk and a half. So now God says, Gideon, you getting ready to fight? And Gideon has, you're going to represent 10,000 soldiers. You represent 10,000 soldiers. And you represent 10,000 soldiers. Gideon, anybody know how many soldiers did Gideon originally have? 32,000 soldiers. God says to Gideon, tell all the guys that are punks like you and don't want to fight, tell them they can go home. 22,000 of the 32,000 soldiers took their helmets off, put their swords down and said, deuces, I'm out. I'm not losing my... You know what? I'm not a punk, but I would have left too because I want to go be with my family. I'm not going to die in war. Like, I'll be like, I'm out too. They don't need me. Y'all had enough of y'all. So that means, one, you can take a seat. Boom, you can take a seat. How many soldiers did Gideon have left, guys? Remember, how much did he start with? 32. He's left with what? 10,000. So now Gideon's like, God, you got to be kidding me. I can't fight. I'm a punk. I'm a crybaby. I'm from the half watered down tribe of Manasseh. And in Manasseh, I'm from the weakest set or the weakest clan. I have no faith. I don't have no talent. And you took 22,000 of my soldiers away. God, you must hate my life. You must hate me, God. You don't like me. You know I'm weak. You know I have anxiety. You know I have panic attacks. You know I have all types of mental issues and emotional issues. And then you have the nerve to take 22,000 of my soldiers away from me? God, you must hate me. 10,000. He's like, well, you know what? I'm going to work with this 10,000 over here. We're going to work together. All right, it's only 10,000 of us. God says, no, but I'm not done. He said, not done what? No, not done what? What you mean not done? God says to him now, I'll summarize it. God says, it's all in Judges 7. God says, take all the last 10,000 soldiers down to the river. Take them down to where? And tell them to drink water. Now, 10,000 soldiers are left, and they got to drink water. God says, listen, all the soldiers that drink water like this, well, you know, thank you, because you're the last 10,000. Thank you so much. Look at, there's two ways the soldiers will drink water. Some soldiers will drink water like this. They'll go down to the river, and they're going to just not thirsty. And they're drinking the water. Yes. Some of them are going to go like this. They're going to get on one knee, and they're going to take like their hand, make like a cup with their hand, and they're going to try to get the water, and they're going to drink the water like that. So God says, hey, they're either going to go down on both knees and drink the water, or they'll go on one knee and take the water with their what? And he says, whoever goes on one knee and drinks the water with their hand, those are the guys you're going to fight with. So Gideon's like, all right, fellas, go down to the river. And Gideon's like, I pray all of these guys get down on one knee and take that water with their what? Hand. So now Gideon goes down to the river. That's the maddest he's got in his life. He said, don't you, I am to move, really? He says, God, you really must hate me, God. Gideon goes down to the river. Do you want to know how many soldiers went down and drank the water like a dog? 9,700. Listen. Remember, how many soldiers did he originally go down to the river with? 10,000. How many soldiers drank the river like a dog? Drank the water like a dog? 9,700. Which means, how many soldiers got on the knee and drank the water with their hand? 300. Listen, if you do math, and I don't do math, so let me pull out my little calculator. He started with how many soldiers in the beginning of Judges 7, guys? 32. How many soldiers is he left with? Question, right? What's 10% of 32,000? 3,200. Doesn't he have 10% of his soldiers now? What's 1% of 32,000? 320. How much soldiers does he have left? 300. He has less than 1% of the original soldiers he started with. And God said, you're going to fight. Guys, listen. God must really hate Gideon. Remember, Gideon has panic attacks. Gideon has anxiety. Gideon has no faith. Gideon's a crybaby. Gideon's a complainer. Gideon never had a fight in school a day in his life. And God calls him to fight, gives him 32 soldiers, leaves him with 300, less than 1%. My question is, God, if you're going to take all this stuff away from Gideon, how do you expect Gideon to win? Simple. At the end of the story, God gives his soldiers some horns and trumpets, and they have fire. And at nighttime, they make noise, and they're waving their fire. And the enemy looks up to the hill, and the enemy's confused. I shared a meme the other day on social media. I was dying. I had to share it. It said, you ever took a nap so good that you woke up and missed the school bus? But it's Sunday and you're 32 years old? I've had a couple of those naps in my life. Gideon's soldiers took, not Gideon, the enemy, those soldiers took one of those type of naps. Haitians would call that un bon cabisha. They take a good nap and they wake up and they're like, oh snap. And they panic and they take swords and it's dark and the Midian soldiers kill each other. By the time they get down, all the Midianites are almost dead. I'm looking at this story and I'm saying, God, this is our lives. I want you to understand this very carefully. There's not a person in this room, starting with me, that's better than Midian. Gideon is trash. He's weak. He has zero talent, no ability. He's a scaredy cat. There's nothing good about Gideon in this text. And somehow he ends up in the Bible's Hall of Fame. God, this doesn't make sense. How does he end up in that Hall of Fame in Hebrews 11? Because the strongest people on this planet are the people that depend on God for their strength. The older I get, let me tell you something. You guys understand what car insurance is, right?
Yep.
Do you know which age bracket and gender has the highest car insurance?
18 to 25.
Males, 18 to
25.
Very good, perfect. Good to see you. Sanchez says this. Males 18 to 25 have the highest car insurance. Why do you? Now, the comedian Chris Rock would say car insurance is just in case money. Just in case you get in a car accident, you'll need that money. Why do you think society says 18 to 25-year-old men are the most risky? Because these guys live the wildest. A 21-year-old guy with a car is doing donuts in the parking lot. He's doing 100 on the Bell Parkway with all those curves. Some of those guys are doing 90 on the Jackie Robinson. Crazy. Males are crazy. Like, you ever see like girls go somewhere and they don't dirty themselves? Guys dirty themselves. They break their legs. They're breaking legs. You see all the that's what the guys playing football out there. Y'all know that y'all having a blast out there. Or one of y'all might hurt your leg. Them girls are like, I'm not breaking my leg today. Not me. And the guys over there, Sparta, you know what I mean? The guys are going crazy. Men are crazy. But after 25, they say that your car insurance goes down. Because they realize by after 25, you're like, yo, let me stop getting these speeding tickets, man. Let me stop getting into this craziness. You get to a certain age and you tell yourself, why am I living reckless? And what happens is I understand that even after I'm getting older, I remember when I was 21 and 25 and 30, and I'm getting up there and I say, wow, the older I get, the more I realize I'm not Superman. Yeah, when I was 21, I legit thought I was Superman. I would probably jump off this building and land and cartwheel and be like, ta-da, look at me. I got older, listen, I was playing ball with the guys in the gym, I took it easy. I try to shoot mostly jump shots. I try not to jump. I try not to do anything. And this morning, I woke up sore. I recognize that the older I get, the weaker I am. But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Jesus says in his first public sermon in the Bible, blessed are the poor in spirit. The person that recognizes they need God's help is the strongest person on the face of the planet. I got no problem every morning saying, God, I'm weak. Sometimes I do what I don't want to do. And sometimes I don't do what I want to do. And God, even when I try to do right, I can't. God, I don't even trust myself. I don't even trust myself alone. I don't even trust me alone with my thoughts. That's how weak I am the older I get. But really, I'm getting stronger. Because God will do the same thing with me that he did with Gideon. He'll take a weakling, a nobody, and if I hold on to him and have a relationship with him, he'll put us in the Bible Hall of Fame too. I close, listen to this, all right? Close, you're gonna stand up. You guys can just stand up. Stand up. After this, we're gonna work our way back to the auditorium. My father was telling me that in the late 1970s, one of the biggest crusades in the history of Haiti took place. A big crusade. The name of the preacher was Kenneth Cox. He just died a few weeks ago. Kenneth Cox just died a few weeks ago. In the late 70s, it was an area in Haiti, there's a big church called Auditorium. I said that right?
Yeah.
Auditorium. It's in an area near downtown Port-au-Prince called Sean Moss. So they had this big church called Auditorium in Sean Moss, and they had a big quasi and combined all the churches in that area for that crusade. This is the late 70s. They actually wanted to do the crusade in the Haitian National Soccer Stadium, which is called Stade Sylvio Cato. They wanted to do this thing there, but the soccer league had booked all the days for soccer matches. So they said, what's the biggest church in the area or convenient church we can use to do this big revival, this big evangelistic crusade? And they picked a church called Auditorium. And the guy who preached was Kenneth Cox, an American man. And Kenneth Cox preached for at least a month, minimum. And he got the youth involved, and he actually had to do so much stuff, and they had so many baptisms, and it was the first time people had like PowerPoint type visual images in Haiti with a crusade. My dad says people still rave about it to this day. This was in the late 1970s. So my dad said the problem with the crusade was it fell around the time of Carnaval. Franco-Haitian, maillot de bagaille, football à Carnaval. It was the carnival season in Haiti. And carnival goes through Shemas. So Kenneth Cox is the guest speaker for the crusade. What's going on during this time, guys? It's what? Carnival. You know, listen, if you know how Labor Day weekend is in New York, you know what it is. Worse. So now this guy, Kenneth Cox, is in his hotel. And Kenneth Cox steps outside of his hotel, and he's blocked in. He has to preach at 7 o'clock. He has to get to the church, which is another part of San Juan. There is no way for him to get to the church. There's no car to bring him in. He's blocked in because of carnival. They're turning up and celebrating and dancing. The guy can't go anywhere. And you say, God, why would you choose this man to work for you, to serve you, to come all the way from America to go to Haiti and do this great revival, and he's got to preach this very important message, and why would you block him in his hotel where there's no way for him to get to the church? There was no cell phone to call anybody. There was no payphone to call anybody. And the man speaks no Creole. How will he get to the church? And you say, God, why would you choose this man and not provide a way for him to get where you need to get? In this moment, Kenneth Cox, like Gideon, feels weak. In this moment, there's nothing he can do. And he says, how am I going to get to auditorium to preach this message tonight? I can't let these people down. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Kenneth Cox stands, and God drops an idea in his head. That is a float. You guys know what a float is in the parade. A float comes by. Kenneth Cox steps on the float in the middle of Carnival in Haiti and rides the float to the church. He gets off the float and preaches an amazing message. Thousands of souls were baptized. What I learned from Kenneth Cox and what I learned from Gideon is that even when there's nothing I can do, there's always something I can do. And it's talk to my Heavenly Father. And He'll provide a way of victory in your life that you couldn't even imagine. I know some of you guys lost your jobs. Some of you guys got financial aid problems. Some of you guys have relationship issues. You got family issues. And you think that God hates you. And you think that God has abandoned you. And you're like, God, why won't you do anything right for me? And I'm serving you in church, God. I'm trying to live right. God, why have you made my life so miserable and taken away everything I need to succeed in this life? God says, I take it away because I love you. And I want you to depend on me. If there's hope for Gideon, there's hope for us. And if Gideon can end up in the Bible Hall of Fame, we can end up in the Bible Hall of Fame. Let's bow our heads for a prayer. Father, we thank you for your word, Lord. A simple word, but an important word. Lord, let us never forget this word you've given us, Father. We are weak. We may think we're Superman and we're Superwomen, and you've even given us special talents. And you've given us knowledge, Father, and a lot of us have gone far, and we're doing well in school, and some of us have scholarships, and some of us have great 6-figure salary jobs, and some of us have a lot of things going on for us. But there comes a time in life where we lose these things, Father. There comes a time in life where we can't depend on our worldly success. There comes a time that even if everything in our life is perfect, we can lose it all, Father. Help us to learn from Gideon that no matter what happens, Lord, if I'm the weakest in the room, I'm the strongest if I'm with you. If I'm the one who has a panic attack, if I'm with you, I have a chance to be the strongest. If I'm the one with anxiety and stress and depression, if I stay close to you, Father, I'm strong. I don't need to be strong. I just need to be weak and admit that I need you who's strong, Father. Lord, let us never forget this message. We will fall, we will mess up, and at some point in time in our life, life will beat us up, and life will be winning. But let us remember that it's not the end. Let us learn from Gideon to know that the weaker I am, the more you show your strength. The weaker I am, the more you show me what you can do. So, Lord, I have nothing to brag about. Lord, and none of us here have anything to brag about. All the thing we can brag about is to brag in your strength. And, Lord, it's such a sigh of relief when we stop fighting with ourselves, when we stop trying to fight with the devil, and we just give it up to you, Lord. Lord, help us to take this message and embrace it in our hearts and know that if weak old Gideon can end up in the Bible Hall of Fame, then you have even greater things in store for us. God bless you. Have a blessed Sabbath. And we pray that God will continue to use you guys. Now, so we have 4 young people who have decided to give their lives to Christ.
Praise the Lord.
And we say amen for them.
Praise the Lord.
We say amen for them. And it's not too late for you too. I know we're going over there, but if you have questions and even you're considering, come see me. Come, Pastor Andrew to step up, but come see me. And we'll talk and we'll pray about it. God bless you. Have a happy Sabbath.